Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, here with some thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's 6-month prison sentence. Now, first, let me just say I have no patience, none whatsoever, for domestic violence. Part of my practice includes representing women in divorce proceedings who themselves are victims of domestic violence. I've gotten protective orders issued against wayward spouses and abusive boyfriends. Right now, the charges against Floyd Mayweather were very serious. According to court papers, Mayweather was charged with coercion, robbery, and grand larceny. According to court papers, the victim was Josie Harris, a woman with whom Mayweather lived with for 7 years and had an off-again, on-again relationship for 15 years. Right? According to papers filed on her behalf to get an order of protection, Ms. Harris was contending that Floyd Mayweather, apparently upset over her moving on with her life, apparently pulled her hair, punched her, twisted her arm while she was screaming for her children, aged 7 to 10, to call 911. Right? Floyd apparently threatened to kill her. Floyd apparently, according to the allegations, threatened to make her boyfriend, who was not present, disappear. Apparently, Floyd also grabbed her cell phone, hence the grand larceny charges. Now, Floyd Mayweather is contending that he understands the seriousness of domestic violence and that he did not do what is being alleged. In fact, his argument is that there are no pictures, there is no evidence of any bruising. He could not have hit his former partner, right? Now, understand that Floyd was looking at, if convicted at trial on these multiple felonies, he was looking at a prison sentence of 34 years, right? Since Floyd himself is 34 years old, it would have taken him into his late 60s. Now, Floyd did not plead guilty to any of the charges, right? What Floyd did, and it's a very important legal distinction, is rather than say to the court, I did these crimes, Floyd instead pled no contest, which means the deal I'm being offered is so good and takes so much of the risk away that I will accept legal responsibility for reduced charges. And the reduced charges he accepted legal responsibility for was 1 domestic violence charge and 2 counts of harassment. Right? And understand, no contest literally means I do not contest these charges, which is very different than pleading guilty, which means I did these crimes. And let me just point out, apparently the prosecution must have been concerned about the quality of the evidence that they had, because they went from seeking 34 years against Floyd Mayweather to accepting a plea where Floyd pled and got a 6-month sentence, 6 months, where if he satisfies certain requirements, good behavior, etc., can get out of prison after being in jail for 90 days. And understand too, part of the sentence is that he gets to be in a specific detention center, the Clark County Detention Center. He's not going to go to a big time maximum security prison, right? In addition, Floyd has to serve 100 hours of community service. And keep in mind, Floyd is someone who actually is active in running charities and what have you. He already spends more than 100 hours a year doing community service, and he would have to pay a $2,500 fine, right? My point to you is the deal is the kind of deal that someone who is innocent might take just to avoid the risk of serving 34 years. I don't know what happened. I'm not saying or even suggesting that Floyd Mayweather is innocent. What I am saying is that this sentence, where Floyd only has to serve 3 months of a 6-month jail term, I guess the judge had discretion to give him up to 18 months, but only gave him 6. And he only has to serve 30 days, is such a good deal that I would be surprised if Floyd Mayweather appealed the sentencing, right? He has the discretion to appeal the sentencing. Quite frankly, when you're only having to serve 90 days for a criminal complaint that alleged coercion, robbery, and grand larceny, you need to consider yourself very lucky. Now, let me point out that what this means is that Floyd is going to report most likely on January 6th to start his prison term. He won't get released until early April, right? I believe he already is being credited with 3 days time served somehow. He must have spent some time away from the media when the media was unaware that he was in jail for a period of time, right? So he only has to serve 87 more days. But even with the 87 more days, there simply is no way that Floyd Mayweather is going to fight Manny Pacquiao or anyone else on May the 5th at the MGM, right? So Floyd has a few options, right? One is he can walk away from whatever deposit he's put down at the MGM. Keep in mind, the MGM has a legal responsibility to mitigate its damages, and it should be quite easy for it to do so since it is a marquee venue, and Cinco de Mayo is a marquee boxing date. Oscar De La Hoya used to fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend every year, and Canelo is thinking about fighting around that time. It is a cash cow day. It's a day of significance in Mexico. It also is around when the Kentucky Derby is held. The MGM should have no problem finding another group of fighters or another event to be in the arena on that day. Floyd has other options because keep in mind he also is the owner of Mayweather Promotions. And what he could do is he could simply either assign his contract, if the contract permits, to another promoter to promote a show on May 5th at the MGM and participate in the profits that way, or he can co-promote a show if he feels that the show is high profile enough to build his brand with another promotional group for Cinco de Mayo Day. So even though Floyd reserved the MGM for May the 5th, he should be able to financially mitigate his losses, even make a profit off of reserving the MGM Grand Arena, right? So to sum up, Floyd, in my opinion, won't be back in the ring until at the earliest late summer, right? I believe it's impossible for Floyd Mayweather to get out of prison in early April and then to do intensive training while promoting a multi-million-dollar fight, and then to enter the ring on Cinco de Mayo weekend. I don't see that happening. I think Floyd Mayweather won't be in the ring again as a boxer until either late summer or early fall. September is a big time month for boxing. As you may recall, Floyd Mayweather once ended a long, more than year-long hiatus from the ring to return in September against Juan Manuel Marquez, right? So if you're looking forward to Mayweather-Pacquiao, or if you're looking forward to Martinez-Mayweather, I believe you're going to have to wait until September before it happens. Let me know what you think. I do have a website devoted to outside the ring activity. It's theboxinggame.blogspot.com. I hope you visit that website, and I hope you leave your comments here so we can all discuss Floyd Mayweather's no contest plea agreement that somehow has allowed him to only spend 90 days in jail for a multiple felony complaint that alleged coercion, robbery, and grand larceny. Thanks for watching.